KSI, you want 185, I want 200. I didn't want to budge, you didn't want to budge. Mr. Beast said, why don't we just meet in the middle? Good point, Mr. Beast. I'm down. 192.5. That's my final.
What do you think his excuse will be now?
He's probably just going to say, no, I'm not going to it.
Ladies and gentlemen, fight supporters all around, get ready for the clash we have all been waiting for. The story between KSI and Jake Paul has taken yet another amazing turn, and it's time to delve further into the most recent advancements of this high-voltage conflict. For more than 5 years, KSI and Jake Paul have been entangled in a battle of words, social media slights, and almost misconfrontations. Originally a fight of YouTube giants, what started out as such has developed into a full-fledged boxing rivalry and enthralls viewers all over. KSI's bold challenge. KSI downed the gauntlet with a take-it-or-leave-it offer to Jake Paul in a startling new revelation. He suggested a battle in May 2025, allowing both combatants plenty of time to be ready.
You won't fight KSI because he's too young?
KSI is old. He's like 34 or something.
So there's a chance?
He's a retired boxer. Like, he doesn't actually box, so it fits any senior citizen.
I'd really like you and KSI to stop hating each other.
To meet Paul's tastes, KSI even agreed to host the event in the United States. However, he was strong on one essential stipulation: the bout must be fought at 185 pounds. This weight restriction is a midway ground, given KSI's prior battles at roughly 183 pounds and Paul's fluctuating weight, which has gone up to 227 pounds in former matches. KSI stated his dissatisfaction about the continual adjustments in weight regulations, noting, "I'm weary of this nonsense. Break out from the loop and allow us to make this work. Not one to back down." Jake Paul answered using his own words. He requested a catch weight of 100.
But I understand that can't happen without somebody getting fucking knocked out or some shit. So can you just get it over with, please?
I'm ready.
No, you're not.
I'm
Neither is
literally
he.
ready.
He's too light. You're too heavy. Flip a coin for the weight class?
I would low-key be down for that.
If he's down for that, that might be the solution to all this shit.
192.5 pounds, framing it as a reasonable compromise between their respective weight divisions. Paul's recent commitment to a battle against heavyweight great Mike Tyson, where he hoped to weigh in at 230 pounds, adds complication to the discussions. Despite the hurdles, Paul is keen to conclude the match, highlighting his readiness to find middle ground. The essence of the discussion relies on the weight restriction. KSI has been insistent about not surpassing 185 pounds, but Paul, used to competing at greater weights, offers 192.5 pounds. This 7.5-pound differential has become a huge impediment, with both sides holding hard on their beliefs. KSI's manager, Mams Taylor, has raised fears that the bout would never occur if an agreement on weight isn't reached, claiming KSI does not need to fight Paul, and indicating that KSI would highlight Paul's shortcomings. Financial stakes, a 100 million pound spectacle. Beyond pride and bragging rights, there's a tremendous financial motivation fueling this battle. Promoter Kali Sauerland has been called in to smooth talks, underlining the potential of the bout to produce upwards of 100 million pounds. Sauerland, with almost 3 decades of expertise in boxing promotion, equated the bout's importance to that of Mayweather-Pacquiao in the conventional boxing sphere. He stressed the tremendous attraction of the match, noting, "It's a massive fight, the equivalent of Mayweather-Pacquiao." Both combatants have endured recent hurdles. KSI suffered his first professional defeat against Tommy Fury in October 2023 and has been sidelined due to a hand injury, postponing his return to the ring. Jake Paul, on the other side, had his planned battle with Mike Tyson postponed owing to Tyson's health problems. These failures have added levels of difficulty to the already convoluted discussions. Despite these impediments, the anticipation for a KSI vs. Jake Paul confrontation continues to rise, with supporters impatiently anticipating a resolution. Will they or won't they? As it stands, the ball is in Jake Paul's court. KSI has given out his demands, and the boxing world waits with bated breath to see whether Paul will accept the challenge. The suggested May 2025 date gives a glimpse of optimism, but the weight disagreement remains a huge impediment. One thing is certain: if this fight comes to reality, it guarantees to be one of the most talked about events in boxing history. Will KSI and Jake Paul finally settle this, or will it remain just talk? At this moment, the globe is asking one basic question: is this conflict genuinely occurring, or is this simply another chapter in the never-ending back and forth? We've seen the callouts, we've seen the offers, and we've seen the counteroffers. But will they eventually sign on the dotted line? It's no secret that KSI and Jake Paul have been hyping this battle for years. Every time fans believe they're ready to see these two eventually walk into the ring, something gets in the way, whether it's weight issues, injuries, contract discussions, or just one side feeling that the other is dodging. Jake has stated several times that KSI is frightened to fight him, while KSI has retorted by stating he's not on PEDs and wants a fair battle. These claims have fueled even more drama and tension, leaving fans yearning for a true battle to resolve the topic once and for all. Jake Paul's training, why he wants more weight. Let's be real, Jake Paul is no longer simply a YouTuber jumping into the boxing ring. The guy has committed himself to the sport, taking on previous UFC champions, professional boxers, and even prepared to battle a great like Mike Tyson. That's not something you can ignore. And if you look at his fighting technique, it makes obvious why he needs the additional weight. Jake is a strong puncher. He depends on his knockout power, which is more successful when he's the larger, heavier guy in the ring. That's why 192.5 pounds makes sense for him. If he faces KSI at 185, he's at a disadvantage since he needs to drop more weight, which might damage his power and endurance. But if KSI takes Jake's offer, then KSI needs to bulk up more than he ever has, which might slow him down and damage his stamina. So the real issue is, who's prepared to make the larger sacrifice? KSI's training the 185-pound demand. On the other side, KSI takes a totally different approach to boxing. He's combative, he presses his opponents, and he thrives on high energy, unrelenting assaults. That's why keeping around 185 pounds is vital for him. If he climbs up to 192.5, he risks losing the quickness and cardio that makes him so dangerous in the ring. And let's not forget, KSI has previously faced Tommy Fury at 183 pounds, so he's already comfortable at that weight. He understands how to move, how to hit, and how to endure a whole battle at that size. So essentially, this conflict is about control. Jake Paul wants KSI to move higher. KSI wants Jake Paul to relocate down. Whoever gives in first will be battling on their opponent's terms. And in boxing, it may be the difference between winning and losing. What the fans think is someone ducking? Right now, social media is on fire with views. And as usual, supporters are divided straight down the middle. Jake Paul's fans are saying, KSI is ducking. He continues modifying the conditions every time Jake agrees. If KSI was serious, he would have taken the fight already. Jake is the A side. He calls the shots. KSI supporters are saying, Jake is scared because he needs weight and steroids to win. KSI has nothing to prove. Jake is the one begging for this fight. 185 is fair. If Jake genuinely wanted to fight, he'd agree. The truth? It's all about who you believe. The fight industry is just as much mental warfare as it is physical. And both these men are acting their jobs wonderfully. The $100 million payday, is this the biggest fight yet? Let's discuss money, because at the end of the day, this conflict isn't just about ego, it's about big business. Jake Paul vs. KSI is anticipated to be a £100 million, or $125 million, event, placing it in the same category as some of the greatest bouts in boxing history. That's McGregor vs. Mayweather money. That's more than some heavyweight world champions earn in a year. And all of this from two men who began on YouTube. Insane. Kali Sauerland, one of the top boxing promoters in the world, has been working behind the scenes to make this match happen. And even he acknowledged that this bout is as huge as Mayweather vs. Pacquiao was for the professional boxing world. That implies there is zero chance that people aren't watching. This conflict would be a worldwide event. The issue is, will they let all that money slip away?